Hello friends, we welcome all environment and EV lovers to EV Bazaar. What you can see with me is India's largest selling electric cars, the Nexon EV. Nexon EV holds 70% of the market share in the EV passenger car market. Let's check out why. As you can see, this looks very much like the standard Nexon. However, there's few marked differences. You see this beautiful blue insert in the bumper and also around the fog lamps. This panel is completely blanked out because it doesn't need any air. It's an electric vehicle. The headlamps are projector units, and you would see this beautiful DRL on the sides. And the fog lamps and the parking lamps are all halogen. And we checked this at night. The throw of the headlights is really good, so you'll be safe at night as well. And you see this EV badge in the front insert. This is piano black finish, so I do believe that it will be a little bit difficult to maintain it. But now let's get to the side and check it out. The blue theme with this white car continues on the side. You can see it in the windowsill, and you can also see the EV badge, which will really distinct it from the standard Nexon. You get 16-inch alloy wheels. Coming at the back, we can see the same blue inserts continuing. Halogen tail lamp and indicator lamp. But you see this beautiful LED brake lamps. And you see also the badging of Ziptron. Ziptron is the technology of the motor, which is liquid cooled. We'll talk more about that later. And you see this EV badge at the back. So this is clearly a EV car from any angle you look at it, front, back or the side. Now let's check out the boot space. This has a keyless entry. So you just push this button, it unlocks and open the boot. It has a good storage space as a subcompact SUV. So for that, it has a good boot space. It has these hooks on the side to hang grocery bags. It has a lot of storage space in cubby holes. You can see on the side. This tire mobility kit you can also get from Tata. And this is the charger needed to charge this electric vehicle. So you get this bag to carry the charger. You open it up. This is the charging port which will go into the car. This is a CCS2 port. This is a standard version of which you can see all the public charging points. This is the AC chargers which comes standard with the car. And this plugs into any normal 15 ampere socket which is found in every home. So this AC charger will charge the car in 8.5 hours from 0%. So just put it up anywhere in your home and put this socket in the car and the car will charge in 8.5 hours. Now that we have seen what the car looks like, let's go and check out what powers this electric vehicle. This is a 3-phase permanent magnet synchronous motor. It operates at 320 volts and it produces a power of 129 bhp and 245 Newton meters of torque. Now, often it is said about electric vehicles that they are slow, but this one isn't. In fact, compared to its petrol-powered sibling, the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time for this car is sub 10 seconds, which is 9.9 seconds, and it is 13 seconds for its petrol variant. So this car also has a sports mode. In that sports mode, the peak torque increases by 60%. So this is definitely not a slouch. This is the motor which is powered by a lithium-ion battery pack. The lithium-ion battery pack is 30.1 kilowatt hour, 320 volt, and it gives this vehicle an ARI range of 320 kilometers. Now, when we were driving this, me and my team, we were discussing, this is an electric motor, but can we call it an engine? Interesting question. So please comment below with what you think. Can we call this motor an engine? Can we say this is the engine of the car? So now that we have seen this motor and the exteriors, let's go check out the interiors. to the keyless entry. Get inside, and as soon as you get inside, you see that this is an electric vehicle from Tata. You get this beautiful Nexon written on the dashboard, and the same blue inserts that you see on the outside. You see it all over around AC vents, around the driver cockpit, and this piano black finish which we saw on the front grille, you can see also over here. I'm always a little skeptical about these piano black finishes because they're very scratch prone, but still it gives a very premium look to the car. So touch and feel of the materials is really good for a car in this segment. The plastics are soft touch. You get beautiful leather wrap around the steering wheel, and the equipment on the outside looks very similar to standard Nexon cars. Nexon EV has a lot of storage space all around the cabin. You can see in front there's a cubby hole where you can keep your phone. It also has a 12-volt port and a USB charging point. Yeah, there's a small cubby hole to keep either your key or change or parking tickets, whatever you want. This has a single speed automatic transmission. It's an electric vehicle. It doesn't need a multi-speed transmission. It's a single speed automatic transmission which can be controlled using this knob. And this slider, you can store a lot of stuff over here, and you also get an armrest for easy driving, and this armrest opens and you can access the storage space from here. I love the starting sequence of the Nexon EV. You push the brake pedal, you push this start stop button, and you see a beautiful EV badge. Nexon EV really comes into play, and you see powered by Ziptronic. And this beautiful driver cockpit really makes you feel you're driving a futuristic car. It comes fully loaded with all controls on the steering wheel, be it phone controls, volume controls, even the USB and Bluetooth you can switch using this button. Using this button, you can switch the trip meters. You get trip A, trip B. You can change the settings. And this energy flow meter is very detailed. When you're driving the car, when you're drawing the power from the battery pack, you can see power flowing from the battery pack to the motors in the front. And when you're doing braking, since it has regenerative braking, what happens is when you brake or you take the foot off the accelerator pedal, the power flows from the front wheels back into the battery. So it recharges the battery. So I really love that graphics. On the side, you see these lines which show you how the power is flowing as you drive the car. You get all the telltale lamps, and also you see regenerative braking zone, eco zone, and the power zone. You see the percentage battery on the top, distance to empty, ambient temperature, and a clock. You get to see all the details that you need to see in a car, in the driver cockpit, in this high definition digital console. Let's check out the infotainment system. This is the similar to all other Nexon cars. You can have Bluetooth connectivity, you have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, right? And the touch is really responsive. Normally what happens is manufacturers, they give all AC controls etc. in a complicated menu in the infotainment system. But here what you get are manual buttons for AC control and even airflow. So that really makes it convenient to operate the AC. But if you want to use the infotainment system to do that, you can do that. So you can fit a 1 liter water bottle over here. They have shown an umbrella. You can keep a small umbrella over here. And still you have enough space to keep a lot of stuff in the driver's side door pocket. As you can see, piano black finish. You can also see on the doors on this panel, it has power windows, and the ORVMs can also be controlled internally, and you can also open and close them using this button. Now that we have seen the car inside and out, we have seen how much power it has. Now really let's see how it translates to on-road performance. As I had said, this is not a slouch. The 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is better than the petrol variant. So, and you can really feel it. Electric motor supplies full power at 0 RPM. So as soon as you put the foot down on the pedal, it powers on like anything. The sports mode, the peak power increases by 60% and the sports mode is phenomenal. You can see on the graph that the power is flowing right now from the battery pack to the motors as they accelerate. As I take the foot off the pedal, you can see regenerative braking. So the power flowing from the motor back to the battery pack, and you can also see in the graph and the regenerative braking. So the performance of this car is amazing. You can really feel, even if you're a sports enthusiast, you don't care about EVs, you can definitely buy this car. You should definitely drive this to feel the punch that this vehicle has. What is most uncanny is the sound. When you start it, there's absolutely no vibration, no sound. So you really don't know whether the car has started or not. And as you even drive it, there's a little hum of the electric motor, but it's silent. There's absolutely no vibration as you're driving the car. No matter how refined petrol or diesel engines get, you can still feel a little bit of NVH. Only in expensive car, they do a lot of sound dampening and vibration damping. But this is a subcompact SUV, very rightly priced, and still you're absolutely, there's no sound of the engine. One more observation I had driving this car was how much of a road noise you can hear. Since there's no engine noise, there's no NVH, you get to see every sound that the road makes. Obviously, there's tire noise. Other than that, there's no sound. It's very uncanny. Now, talking about how it drives, the steering is a little more weight. The Nexon EV is heavier than its petrol variant. And since the heavy motor is in the front, you can see a little bit of that weight when you turn the car, especially while taking U-turns. The steering is not very heavy, but you can feel the weight in the front. The suspension of the car is really good. Be it the Nexon normal or in the Nexon EV also, you can really feel that the suspension, the ride quality is really good. We do feel a little bit of a thud because the weight is a lot in the front and at the back because of the battery pack. So there's a little bit of thud when you go through a bump. But other than that, driving in rough road, the ride quality is good. So overall, the experience of driving the Nexon EV is very similar to a petrol car. It feels more powerful. You don't see any NVH. It's very smooth. The power delivery is very smooth. There are no gear shifts. It's a single speed transmission. So, but adopting to an EV is not difficult at all. It's not like you have to relearn driving. You just start the car, you start driving it like a normal petrol or a diesel car. So this is what we feel about the Nexon EV. We feel that Nexon EV is just not a great electric car. It is also a great vehicle overall. And we can completely understand why it has 70% market share in the EV segment. Hope you liked our video. Do consider subscribing and have a great day.